Just over 3 years ago, they captivated a nation. They were the golden couple of Love is Blind Season 3, Brennon Lemieux and Alexa Alfia. Their relationship, forged in the emotional pressure cooker of the pods, felt real, enduring, and for a long time, unbreakable. They built a life, a family, and became the blueprint for success this experimental show desperately needed. But today, that chapter is closed. The fairy tale is over. The reality is far messier than the glossy Instagram photos would ever reveal. Brennon has officially filed for divorce from Alexa, and the reason cited in the court documents is a crushing blow to romantics everywhere. A conflict of personalities. Welcome back to Pop Showroom, your premier destination for the deepest dives into celebrity, film, and cultural trends. We cut through the noise so you can understand the chaos. Let's dim the lights and get this show started. What if the person you thought was your forever slowly became a stranger? Love is Blind's golden couple, Brennon Lemieux and Alexa, are officially over, and the reason he gave in court might surprise you. Conflict of personalities. This isn't just another reality TV breakup. This is a story about love, pressure, expectations, and how fairy tales can quietly fall apart behind closed doors. When Brennon and Alexa met inside the pods during Love is Blind Season 3, fans instantly believed they were the real deal. They didn't see each other. They didn't know how the other looked. But they fell in love anyway. Brennon was soft-spoken, loyal, and emotional. Alexa was confident, stylish, and strong. They balanced each other, or at least that's what it looked like on screen. They said "I do." They walked down the altar. And unlike many Love is Blind couples, they actually made it to real life. In June 2021, they officially became husband and wife. Fans celebrated them as one of the show's biggest success stories. People said, "This is proof the experiment works." But sometimes the cracks don't show up on camera. They show up in silence. In arguments you don't post. In struggles you don't share. Fast forward a few years. They looked happy online. They smiled in photos. They celebrated milestones. And in July 2024, they welcomed their baby girl, Vienna. That should have been the moment everything became stronger, right? But for many couples, especially public couples, that's actually when things become harder. Sleepless nights, financial pressure, different parenting styles, different emotional needs. And according to court documents, this is where the love story started breaking. In November, Brennon officially filed for divorce. And the reason he gave shook fans across the internet. Not cheating, not abuse, not scandal, but something much quieter, and sometimes much more painful. Conflict of personalities. That phrase means they weren't just arguing. They were slowly becoming two people who could no longer understand each other. He also asked the court to let him keep the assets he owned before the marriage, which quietly hints that this wasn't a simple, peaceful ending. It was a legal, emotional, and complicated breaking point. But that's only the surface of this story. Because behind this divorce are hidden conversations, emotional distance, and a future now centered around one tiny little girl caught in the middle. Most celebrity breakups happen loudly. Cheating headlines, explosive accusations, viral social media drama. But Brennon and Alexa's breakup feels quiet. And sometimes, the quietest breakups are the most painful. When Brennon wrote in the court documents that their marriage became insupportable due to a conflict of personalities, he wasn't just using legal language. He was describing emotional distance. A conflict of personalities means they stopped seeing things the same way. They stopped solving problems the same way. They stopped connecting emotionally. It means one person feels unheard, the other feels unappreciated, and love slowly turns into silence. Alexa later confirmed that the decision didn't happen overnight. She said it came after much reflection, many heartfelt conversations. That means they tried. This wasn't a rage decision. This wasn't a sudden fight. They talked. They sat down. They probably cried together. And still, they couldn't fix it. One thing people forget is this. These two didn't meet naturally. They didn't grow slowly. They didn't date privately. They met under cameras, pressure, expectations. And when the cameras are gone, the real marriage begins. Add to that social media judgment, fans criticizing every move, brand deals, public expectations. Now, add a baby into that mix. That's overwhelming for even the strongest couples. And now, Brennon's court petition also included something important. He asked the court to approve a written custody and child support agreement if they reach one. That line is powerful because it means they haven't finalized everything. They're still working through who gets what time with their daughter. They're still deciding what co-parenting will look like. This isn't just a breakup. This is a family being reshaped. They are not alone. Here's the hard truth. They are not the first love is blind couple to divorce, and they may not be the last. Other couples who didn't survive include Colleen and Matt, Danielle and Nick, Ashley and Tyler, which makes fans ask, is love really blind? Or is the platform creating emotional bonds that don't survive real life? Emotional build-up. Brennon and Alexa didn't just lose a relationship. They lost what they promised each other, what the world believed about them, and the future they dreamed of together. But the story doesn't end with divorce papers. It ends with two people learning how to move forward for their child. Divorce isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just two tired hearts accepting they can't fix what's broken anymore. That's where Brennon and Alexa are now. Two parents, one child, and a painful new reality. Custody, co-parenting, and the real impact. At the center of this story isn't fame. It isn't headlines. It's baby Vienna. Every decision from this point forward will revolve around her. Who she lives with, how often she sees each parent, how stable her environment will be. Brennon asked the court to approve a custody and support agreement, which means they're trying to handle this with structure, not chaos. That alone says a lot. Despite everything, they are still trying to protect their child. Not because Brennon or Alexa did something wrong, but because people believed in their love. They were the proof that the experiment could work. Now, they join the growing list of couples who didn't make it, which raises a deeper question. Can love built in isolation, under pressure, and in emotional speed really last? Or was it never designed for real life? Brennon and Alexa's story isn't just about divorce. It's about expectations versus reality, love versus compatibility. And when letting go becomes the most honest form of love, they tried, they grew, they built something beautiful. And sometimes the bravest thing isn't staying together. It's choosing peace. Sometimes people just grow in different directions, and sometimes choosing to walk away is the most honest way to love someone. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think love can truly be blind? Should couples from reality TV even rush into marriage? Were Brennon and Alexa doomed from the start, or just human? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, because the real stories are never as perfect as they look on screen.